हेलो दोस्तों, बिगनर्स माइंड में आपका स्वागत है। और अभी हम कर रहे हैं इकोनॉमिक्स, जो है क्लास नंबर 9th की। ठीक, यहाँ से इससे पहले कर लिया था, नहीं कर देखा तो फिर वीडियो जाकर देख सकते हैं पुरानी। तो पॉवर्टी एस्टिमेट कैसे करते हैं? इट इज़ क्लियर फ्रॉम द टेबल 3.1 दैट देयर इज substantial decline in poverty ratio in India from about 45% in 1993-94 to 37.2% in 2024-25. The proportion of people below poverty line further came down to about 21.9% in 2011-12. If the trend continues, people below poverty line may come down to less than 20% in the next few years, although the percentage of people living under poverty declined. In the earlier two decades, 1973 to 1993, the number of poor declined from 407 407.1 million in 2004 to 2005 to 269.3 million in 2011 to 2012, with an average annual decline of 2.2 percent points during 2.425 to 2011-12। इसमें ये बता रहा है कि 2005 से 2011 तक 2.2% का डिक्लाइन आया है। अब ये देख लेते हैं टेबल क्या कह रही है। पॉवर्टी रेशो, रूरल, अर्बन और टोटल। 50% यहाँ पे था, 31.8% यहाँ पे था 1993 से 94 में। टोटल 44% था। 2004-5 में 41% हो गया, फिर 25 हो गया, और इधर 37 हो गया। 11-12 में 25.7, 13.7 और फिर 21.9। फिर नंबर ऑफ पुअर इन मिलियंस, रूरल 328.6, अर्बन 74.5, टोटल में 403 मिलियन। फिर 2004 में 326.3 हो गया, फिर 80.8 हो गया, फिर 407.1 हो गया। ऐसे ही 2011-12 में 216 हो गया, 52 हो गया, और ये हो गया। अब इसके बाद का डाटा मिलेगा 23-24 में होगा, जहाँ तक है। 10 साल बाद होता है ना, तो 21-22 में होगा, या फिर 23-24 जो भी है। 3-4 में हुआ था, हाँ, तो 23-24 का डाटा अब आएगा 2025 में। Vulnerable groups. The proportion of people below poverty line is also not same for all social groups and economic categories in India. जो poverty line में है, जो हमारा मापने का तरीका है, वो सभी के लिए सेम तो हो नहीं सकता है सोशल ग्रुप के लिए। इंडिया में social groups which are most vulnerable to poverty are scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, household. Similarly, among the economic groups, the most vulnerable groups are the rural agriculture labor household and the urban casual labor households. The following graph 3.1 shows the percentage of poor people in all these groups. Although the average for people below poverty line for all groups in India is 30, 48 out of 100 people belonging to scheduled tribes in rural area are not able to meet their basic needs. Similarly, 47% of casual workers in urban areas are below poverty line. About 50% of landless agricultural workers and 43% of scheduled castes are also poor. The double disadvantage of being a landless casual wage labor household in the socially disadvantaged social groups of the scheduled caste or the scheduled tribe population highlights the seriousness of the problem. अब देख लेते हैं ये क्या कह रहा है। पॉवर्टी इन 2011-12 मोस्ट वनरेबल ग्रुप्स। सबसे ज़्यादा कहाँ पे थी? शेड्यूल्ड ट्राइब्स इन रूरल इंडिया, शेड्यूल्ड कास्ट इन रूरल इंडिया, Average Indian poverty ratio 21.9%. Agricultural laborers 39.8%. Casual laborers 32.9. ये था पहले रेशो. Some recent studies have shown that except for the scheduled tribe households, all the other three groups, that is scheduled caste, rural agricultural laborers, and the urban casual laborers household have seen a decline in poverty in the 1990s. Apart from these social groups, there is also inequality of incomes within a family. In a poor families, all suffer, but some suffer more than others. Women, elderly people, and female infants are systematically denied equal access to resources available to the family. Therefore, women, children, especially the girl child, and the old people are poorest of the poor. फिर आ जाते हैं स्टोरी ऑफ श्री रमन. Sri Raman lives in a small village near Karur town in Tamil Nadu. Karur is famous for its handloom and powerloom fabrics. There are 100 families in the village. Sri Raman and Arunthatier cobbler Bakas now works as an agricultural laborer for rupees 50 per day, but that's only for 5 to 6 months in a year. At other times, he does odd jobs in the town. His wife Shashikala to work with him, but she can rarely find work these days, and even if she does, she is paid rupees 25 per day for the same work that Sri Raman does. There are 8 members in the family. Sri Raman's 65-year-old widow's mother is ill, needs to help with her daily chores. He has a 25-year-old unmarried sister and 4 children, aged between 1 year to 16 years. 3 of them are girls. The youngest is a son. None of the girls go to school. Buying books and other things for school-going girls is a luxury he cannot afford. Also, he has to get them married at some point of time, so he doesn't want to spend on their education now. His mother has lost interest in life and is just waiting to die somebody. His sister and elder daughter take care of the household. Shivaraman plans to send his son to school when he comes of age. His unmarried sister does not get along with his wife. Shashikala finds her a burden, but Raman cannot find a suitable groom due to lack of money. Although the family has difficulty in arranging 2 meals a day, Sivaraman managed to buy milk once in a while, but only for his son. अब आ जाते हैं इंटर स्टेट डिस्पैरिटीज. पॉवर्टी इन इंडिया ऑल्सो अनदर एस्पेक्ट और डायमेंशन. पॉवर्टी को हम किस तरीके से देख सकते हैं, किसी और एस्पेक्ट और डायमेंशन. द प्रोपोर्शन ऑफ पुअर पीपल इज नॉट द सेम इन एवरी स्टेट. जो रेशो है गरीब लोगों का वो हर स्टेट में सेम नहीं है. Although state level poverty has witnessed a secular decline from the level of early 70s, the success rate of reducing poverty varies from state to state. Recent estimates show while the All India HCR was 21.9% in 2011-12, states like Madhya Pradesh, Assam, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Odisha has had above all India poverty level. As the graph 3.2 shows, Bihar and Odisha continues to be the two poorest states with poverty ratios of 33.7 and 37.6% respectively. Along with rural poverty, urban poverty is also high in Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh. In comparison, there has been a significant decline in poverty in Kerala, Jammu and Kashmir, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, and West Bengal. States like Punjab and Haryana have traditionally succeeded in reducing poverty with the help of high agricultural growth rates. Kerala has focused more on human resource development in West Bengal. Land reform measures have helped in reducing poverty. In Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, public distribution of food grains could have been responsible for the improvement. फिर global poverty scenario, the proportion of people in developing countries living in extreme economic poverty, defined by the World Bank as living on less than $1.25 per day, has fallen from 43% in 1990 to 22% in 2008. Although there has been a substantial reduction in global poverty, it is marked with great regional differences. Poverty declined substantially in China and Southeast Asian countries as a result of rapid economic growth and massive investments in human resource development. Number of poor in China has come down from 85% in 1981 to 14% in 2008 to 6% in 2011. In the countries of South Asia, India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bangladesh, Bhutan, the decline has not been as rapid. अभी ये क्या है, अलग अलग स्टेट में अलग अलग रेशियो है। तो बिहार में कितना है, 33.7%, ओडिशा में 32.6, असम 32, मध्य प्रदेश 31.6, उत्तर प्रदेश 29, फिर ऑल इंडिया में 22। ये ऐसे डिक्लाइन होता चला जा रहा है। ठीक है, सबसे कम कहाँ पे, हिमाचल प्रदेश, फिर पंजाब। Despite decline in the percentage of the poor, the number of poor has declined marginally from 61% in 1981 to 36% in 2008. Because of different poverty line definition, poverty in India is also shown higher than the national estimates. In sub-Saharan Africa, poverty in fact rose from 51% in 1981 to 40% in 2008. In Latin America, the ratio of poverty remained the same. It has declined from 11% in 1981 to 6.4% in 2008. Poverty has also surfaced in some of the former socialist countries like Russia, where officially it was non-existent earlier. Table 3.2 shows the proportion of people living under poverty in different countries as defined by the International Poverty Line, means population level $1 a day. The Millennium Development Goals of United Nations calls for reducing the proportion of people living on less than $1 a day to half the 190 1990 level by 2015. Poverty comparison among some selected countries 2010 to 13. Nigeria 62%. Percentage population below $1 a day. Bangladesh 43, India 25%, Pakistan 13%, China 6%, Brazil 5, इंडोनेशिया 16, श्रीलंका 4। और ये रिपोर्ट किसकी, ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट रिपोर्ट 2014। फिर आ जाते हैं ये ग्राफ, वर्ल्ड डेवलपमेंट इंडिकेटर 2012, वर्ल्ड बैंक की रिपोर्ट है ये। इसमें ये वाला जो हिस्सा है, ये वाला, ये चाइना का है, ईस्ट एशिया और पैसिफिक ये इसका है। तो फिर ये कितना है, 85, 1981 में चाइना, और बाद में 2011 में कितना आ गया, 5। ऐसे ये कौन सा है, लैटिन अमेरिका और कैरिबियन, ये भी नीचे आ गया। साउथ एशिया 61 के आसपास से कहाँ पे आ गया, ये 25 के आसपास। सब सहारन अफ्रीका ये वहीं का वहीं है लगभग, 51 से कहाँ पे आ गया, 49। वर्ल्ड डेवलपमेंट इंडिकेटर 2014, द वर्ल्ड बैंक, नंबर ऑफ पुअर बाय रीजन्स $1.25 पर डे इन मिलियंस। ठीक है, सब सहारन अफ्रीका ये इधर नीचे आके सब गिर गए 2500 से। 2500 से कितने आ गई है, इसके बीच में 1000 और 1500 के बीच में लगभग। ठीक है, और ये भी कहाँ तक आ गए, 1000 से कम। ये ईस्ट पैसिफिक एशिया कम आ गया, और चाइना लगभग जीरो के बराबर। ठीक है, तो ये दो ग्राफ हैं। अब पॉवर्टी के कारण क्या है, गरीबी है क्यों, कॉजेज ऑफ पॉवर्टी। There were a number of causes for the widespread poverty in India. One historical reason is the low level of economic development under the British colonial administration. The policies of the colonial government ruined traditional handicrafts and discouraged development of industries like textiles. The low rate of growth persisted until the 1980s. This resulted in less job opportunities and low growth rate of incomes. This was accompanied by a high growth rate of population. The two combined to make the growth rate of per capita income very low. The failure at both the fronts, promotion of economic growth and population control, perpetuated the cycle of poverty. With the spread of irrigation and the Green Revolution, many jobs opportunities were created in the agriculture sector, but the effects were limited to some parts of India. The industries, both in the public and the private sector, did provide some jobs. ये क्या कह रहा है कि कुछ जॉब्स तो क्रिएट करी हैं लेकिन ज़्यादा नहीं कर पाए. But these were not enough to absorb all the job seekers. Unable to find proper jobs in cities, many people started working as rickshaw pullers, vendors, construction workers, domestic servants, etc., with irregular small incomes. These people could not afford expensive housing. They started living in slums on the outskirts of the cities, and the problems of poverty, largely a rural phenomenon, also became the feature of the urban sector. Another feature of high poverty rates has been the huge income inequalities. One of the major reasons for this is the unequal distribution of land and other resources. Despite many policies, we have not been able to tackle the issue in a meaningful manner. Major policy initiatives like land reforms, which aimed at redistribution of assets in rural areas, have not been implemented properly and effectively by most of the state governments, since lack of land resources has been one of the major causes of poverty in India. Proper implementation of policy could have improved the life of millions of rural poor. Many other socio-cultural and economic factors also are responsible for poverty. In order to fulfill social obligations and observe religious ceremonies, people in India, including the very poor, spend a lot of money. Small farmers need money to buy agricultural inputs like seeds, fertilizer, pesticides, etc. Since poor people hardly have any savings, they borrow, unable to repay because of poverty. They become victims of indebtedness. So, the high level of indebtedness is both the cause and effect of poverty. एंटी पॉवर्टी मेजर्स ये पढ़ेंगे अब कल.